Okay, hello. I don't know how to start videos, so I'm just gonna start it like this. Hi! I've just come from watching some online reviews of the Heroes of Olympus series. If you don't know what that is, come out from the bottom of the garden where you've been hiding and go buy the books, then come back and watch this after you've read them. In the meantime, I'm just gonna skip over all the normal, oh, if you haven't read the books, this is the storyline, blah, 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 all the usual stuff. I love Jason because he was Talia's brother, and I loved all the relationships between Jason and Piper and Leo and everything. I mean, yes, this was all great, but everyone said it, and lots of people have missed out points that I thought were pretty important in the Heroes of Olympus series. So I'm just going to go over them more and skim over the other stuff a little bit. If you don't like this, feel free to go and watch other videos. To start with, lots of people have been complaining about how in this series it's been in third person. Yes, I know, in the Percy Jackson series it was great how we could see Percy's thoughts, how it came from Percy's point of view. But third person is still coming from one person's point of view. It comes from Jason's point of view, or Piper's point of view, or Leo's point of view. It comes from one person's point of view. Yet it still shows all three of them. If it was in first person, it'd be slightly confusing because you'd be like, so this is Jason thinking about Leo, this is Piper thinking about Jason. It would just get more confusing. I like the way it's in third person. I like the way that Coach Hedge was just. Coach Hedge was cool, okay? Lots of people have been saying Leo's comic relief. Leo is a comic relief. Coach Hedge was just more comic relief. Because Coach Hedge, he was funny. The way he fell on his butt when they were fighting Enceladus, however you pronounce it, the way he fell on his butt, just spent the whole time knocked out. Everything Coach Hedge does, cupcakes, shouting through a bullhorn that sounds like Darth Vader, everything, it's just funny. And I love the interaction between Coach Hedge and the others. I love the interaction between everyone, but I especially like the way between Coach Hedge and Talia. That was really cool. I like the way each character had a different job. Jason was the quest leader, yet he spent all the time at the Cyclopses knocked out, and Leo did the work. This was Leo's job. Leo's job was to rescue them from Cyclopses. Piper's job was to rescue Leo and Jason from Meter. Jason's job was to fight Enceladus, however you want to call him. And then, what's his name? Porphyrin? Yeah, Porphyrin. Jason's job was to attack Enceladus and then attack Porphyrin, giving his friends time to free Hera. His friend's job was to free Hera. Talia's job, find Jason, be reunited with Jason, rescue Hera, defend Hera's cage from being overrun by monsters, to give Jason time to come and rescue Hera, give Leo and Piper time. It was just really cool. This sort of doesn't lead me on to Son of Neptune, but that's where I'm heading now, anyway. So, the way with Son of Neptune, it was just cool. I sort of didn't like the way it started, so boom, the snakehead ladies were annoying Percy. Yes, it was cool, and yes, I liked it, but it was just sort of, oh, hello, now we're with Percy. Oh, I did not, sort of, whoa, this is very quick, sort of thing. It was cool, but also a little bit annoying for me. I did love all the new characters, both in Lost Hero and in Son of Neptune. I loved Hazel, and I loved Frank, and I love Leo and Piper and Jason too. But I just gotta say I love Hazel. Hazel's just really cool. I don't know why. She just is. I also really loved Ella in this series, in the Lost Son of Neptune. Ella was just, I don't even know how to describe it. Ella was cool. I love the way she was so, I don't don't know how to describe it. It's just cool. Octavian. Octavian's a poo face. I don't think there's any other way to describe it. He's evil and villainous, yet still, I don't know. Don't think he's working for Gaia. He could be. Not sure about that. But he's just annoying. And slightly evil, yet still appears to be good most of the time. And it's just really pissing me off. Because I like being able to put them either good or evil. And Octavian's a mix. And it's so confusing. I really love Nico and Hazel, because Nico was my favourite character in the Percy Jackson series. And then when I read The Lost Hero, I thought, okay, they're just going to mention Nico a bit, not really bring him in. And then they did, and I was just like, yes, 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 this just fits, it's just perfect. And then I got really fed up with Nico, because he didn't tell Percy where he was from. But I saw where Nico was coming from. And I don't usually get this emotional over books. Like, I'll get emotional and go, oh no, Beckendorf died, or sad. But then, when Nico didn't tell Percy where he was from, I had to stop reading, put the book down, and just lie on my bed, and I was punching my pillow for about 5 minutes going, what the hell, Nico? Why don't you just tell Percy? Make everything so much easier. Yeah. I love the way Leo's related to Sammy. I'm not sure whether Leo is Sammy. I don't think so, because Jason probably talked about Hazel in the 8 months he was at Camp Half-Blood that we didn't hear about. And so then Leo would probably have talked about Hazel too, and they would have figured something weird was going on, probably. So I don't think he is Sammy. I think he's just related to Sammy somehow. Still not sure how. Maybe grandfather? I don't know. This sort of, again, doesn't really, but I'm just going to head there now, leads me on to Mark of Athena. I can't wait for it to come out, and I'm seriously starting to count down the days soon. If I had my own calendar, I would have already started. I'm going to start soon. I just don't know how yet. I'm sure there's going to be a fight. I'm not sure who it's between yet. Percy and Jason. Lots of people have said Annabeth and Raina. I'm thinking maybe Clarisse and Raina. They're just going to not go off. Raina's the daughter of the war goddess Bellona in Roman. Clarisse is the daughter of Ares, the Greek war god. Something's going to happen. I'm just not sure what yet, between who. I also want to see how Octavian reacts to Rachel. And I know Rachel's not such a big part of the story, but she might be. And if the cats do decide to be friends, something's going to happen between Octavian and Rachel. I'm sure of it. I think in this series, someone's set up to die. I'm not sure quite who, but I'm thinking maybe Leo, maybe Frank, because, well, everyone's set up so neatly. Percy and Annabeth, Piper and Jason, Hazel and Frank. This leaves Leo the odd one out. Bye-bye, Leo. Or it could twist the other way and end up with Hazel with Leo, because Sammy again. And which means then bye-bye, Frank. I have no idea where this is going, but there's just something going on there. Yeah. I think I'm nearly at the end. I just have one more thing to say. I was seriously pissed off when I found out that Nico's been taken prisoner, possibly, because, as I said before, Nico's my favourite character in the Percy Jackson series, and this is carrying across to the Heroes of Olympus series, and now he's been taken prisoner, and he's possibly dead, and I'm just going, what the hell, you can't kill off Nico. Nico is just too awesome. Yeah. I have one more thing to say, and then I'm gonna go, so you can go back to your day and do whatever you were doing before you decided to watch this random video. I'm thinking maybe Gaia's bringing people back, a way to completely freak out Annabeth and Percy, and just, wow, and confuse everyone, because, well, it's said, right, that Gaia's thinks she can control everyone but Frank. Mars says this at one point. So I'm thinking maybe she's going to bring back Luke, possibly? But I don't know, because Luke was good at the end. So I don't know. It's just an idea I've had. I've had a few very weird ideas. I'm not going to list them here. I may make a video later. I'm possibly going to write some fan fictions. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. So, these are just some of the points I've found really interesting and cool about the Heroes of Olympus series so far, and some of my thoughts. Please feel free to go back to your day and completely forget about this. Thank you. Goodbye.